G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a Reclaimer 18. This is a weapon that has been ported from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 from 2023, based off a real-life firearm, obviously, called the Spaz 12, which is an Italian combat shotgun meaning issued to military or police duty. It's a pump-action shotgun, but also can be used in semi-auto. The pump-action nature comes from it, the fact that the non-lethal rounds don't produce enough power to actually cycle this thing, so in the event that they're using like beanbag rounds or something like that, they'll have to pump this thing to recycle the chamber. But if you're using standard 12 gauge with this thing, then it's just semi-auto, no problems there. And there's also options for semi-auto and pump action for this thing. Animations are a little bit broken when it comes to power armor when you're using the pump action version of it, but it's cool to have both of those options presented to you, because sometimes you just want a good old-fashioned pump-action shotgun, and then sometimes you want just better DPS. So you got options of both here. That's nice. Back to real life, the Spaz 12 was originally designed in 1979 and produced from that year onwards to 2000. The acronym of its namesake originally referred to a Special Purpose Automatic Shotgun, but in 1990 they renamed it for Sporting Purpose Automatic Shotgun, which allowed them to export it to the US because, you know, gun laws and all that. So a little bit of a sly move there. Didn't have to change the name, but the meaning of it slightly different. But yeah, you know, you got to stay in business. This weapon mod features custom sounds and animations, also bullet counting reloading, so you'll only reload as much as you need to actually fill up the tube, which is cool attention to detail. Also makes for interruptible reloads as well, which is always pretty nice to have. And there's a bit of customization involved too, so let's examine that. Starting off with the receivers, pretty much the vanilla way of doing this. So the advanced receiver gives you 350 damage, which I believe is very similar to that of the combat shotgun from the vanilla game. So it looks like we're not going to be blowing our enemies away with this thing being a very overpowered COD port. So this one would be a little bit more grounded, which is fine. Now we have the barrel starting off with a shorter barrel, and the range of this thing only at 89 is absolutely terrible. So we're going to bump that up as much as possible. You've got this one, heavy barrel. You'll notice that it extends the tube out a little bit, and well, it says it gives you better range, but it actually doesn't. I'm wondering whether that improves your ammo capacity, because that's where all of your shotgun shells are stored after all. You've also got the Iron brand long barrel here, which will get it a more respectable 149 range and increase your accuracy, reduce that spread a little bit as well. And the recoil part of it, it's a shotgun. I mean, recoil's not going to throw your aim off that much, so that's fine. You've also got this Discourager one, which will reduce your range compared to the Iron brand one, but it looks cool. It's got that cool heat shield on the top there, which I think is nice. I think I'll go for this Iron brand one though. We want as much range as we can get out of this thing, because shotguns in this game tend to not be very effective at a longer range. Anyway, so now we've got the stock. The standard stock is just the folding stock folded right over. You can fold that back, which looks like that. Very cool. You can also have the hinge stock, which looks way too flimsy to absorb the recoil, or at least assist with the recoil of a 12 gauge, but that's there. You can also have a heavy stock too, which is more like a 870 type of stock onto it, proper rifle stock, which I think looks cool. I'm torn whether to go the standard or the heavy here. We'll go for that one for superior recoil, I suppose. No options for the sights. You only got these iron sights, and that is all you get. Next, we've got the muzzles. We've right now got a muzzle brake for better recoil control. Also will reduce your range a little bit. There's also options for this iron head brake, which will increase your range ever so slightly. Cool muzzle brake on the front too. This one here won't do much for you. Perhaps there's some recoil control parts of it that aren't really reflected on the weapon card. And there's also this big old compensator there. It's like a big old Barrett thing. No suppressor on this thing, unfortunately, but it is a shotgun. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Next, we've got a legendary effect provided by legendary modification. Skip over that. And now we get to either pump action or semi-automatic. And if you go semi-auto, you'll reduce some of your range, but that DPS goes up quite a lot. So we'll go that one. Weirdly, there's no damage changes here. Usually when your game changes the fire rate of your weapons from switching to semi-auto to fully auto, there's a damage penalty to make it feel more balanced. The only thing that separates this is slightly better range out of the pump action version. Also, it moves the pump back just ever so slightly, which I don't know if that's an error or not, but what can you do? Next, you've got a tactical barrel attachment. You can put on a laser sight. Why not? We'll just have a laser pointer on it. And you can put some grip tape on the grip, which gives you, well, this one, 50% less action point cost. That's pretty good. and it looks like they go up by increments of 5. So this Haste XV grip tape, probably something in Roman numerals, gives us less action point usage, which is good because that's pretty much what I was going to be doing with this Reclaimer 18. VATS maxing, or VAFs maxing. You'll see how we go. But yeah, there we go. There's our Reclaimer. We'll show you how to get it. And there's also a few others, or at least one unique or legendary that you can find in a location on this map. The Reclaimer is injected onto the level list. You'll find it on gunners and in vendors, I believe. At level 1, it'll start showing up. At least that's what it says in its leveled list form. Anyway, so you can buy that for a pretty large sum of caps. It's not terrible, though. Less than $1,000. Not too bad. There is also a unique version of the Reclaimer that is located within the National Guard Training Yard Armory. Map reference is here. You get sent here during the Lost Patrol quest, I believe. You got County Crossing there, and then there's other things like Taffington Boathouse Settlements, and then Croup Manor in that direction, Kingsport Lighthouse up here. So pretty easy place to get to. But what you want to do is go into this sub building on the outside. It's master locked, but you can get the password and everything you need from a different location. But if you've got the skills, may as well open it up like this.
Got it.
Once inside, just be warned, there's a few tripwire lasers getting around. If you've got the skills to bypass them, you don't have to worry about it. But there's also a few feral ghouls in here to deal with. And check out how many anti-tank rifles are sitting here. So that's a lot of real estate that those that mod is taking up right now. So modders be warned, if you put anything on that shelf, it's going to be pretty much buried in anti-material rifles if they've got that mod installed. Anyway, so open up this power armor storage locker. You'll find another feral ghoul in here. Dispatch of him, and then across the room here you'll find a bunch of shotgun shells. It's pretty easy to spot in the room. And underneath this particular shelf, we've got Dominator, 20% chance to cripple leg. So it's got the kneecapper legendary effect. Very, very handy indeed for a multi-projectile weapon. There's also an Angry Protectron, and probably a turret as well. Okay, now we can actually start shooting stuff, and here's a reload animation, just in case you want to see that one nice and early. Let's go. Oh, one more thing. Just be prepared to fight a sentry bot that ambushes you when you walk out of the armory. Alright, so here we are outside of the Immersive Gunners Plaza. Here is our Spaz 12, and there's some birds over there. We'll take them out. And here's your reload animation again, just if you're wondering. And if you fire the semi-automatic version of this thing as fast as you can, this is the fire rate. Ooh, that is very, very, very good indeed. That is fast. That is very, very fast. You love to see it. And in comparison, the semi-auto one goes a little bit like that. Here's the reload animation in third person, maybe, if you feel like it. There it goes. Just enough to get this thing loaded up, and in third person, it looks like there's firing. I feel like there's a lot of recoil for a 12 gauge, but, I mean, it's not a light shotgun, but it's not super heavy either, so we're just that strong at controlling the recoil. Anyway, so, no time for sniping. We're just gonna stroll right in and see how we go. That smacks away now. That's good. Crit time. And just let me reload this. Maybe we'll interrupt. And then there we go. Now we're in crit town, baby. Might just take a moment to reload everything so we can kill this next squad over here rapidly. Rip. Shampoo budget at the Gunners has gone up over the years, as you can tell from some of the hairdos of these people. But as you can tell, using shotguns like this, very, very strong. It's all in the armor bypass, pretty much. That's why you get your damage. We're critting with every single projectile, bypassing all of the armor, and they really can't stand up to it. But the fun doesn't stop there. Well, actually it does, because I turned it off, but just for a comparison, we'll go over to our semi-auto one and see how long it takes to kill someone. Gotta say, the sounds do sound great. Ah, Mysterious Stranger. Wow, I just see him cleanly take that gunner's head off. And at this point, we should be pretty much ready to crit now. Wow, he's just taking off heads left and right. We'll give him some covering fire. Okay, at this stage, I think we should definitely be critting every shot now, but we're about to come out of it. There's a big power difference between how you play this if you're in VATS or not. That's kind of the real crux of it. If you can get yourself a bunch of kills really quickly and get Grim Reaper Sprint to keep you going, then you're going to be laughing. But if we use this thing, wow, that's a lot of shots we get with this thing in VATS. Okay, so this weapon is basically demanding that you VATS max it then. I'm okay with this. Now is the time to reload. That's why it's empty. There you go. Check out that swirly muzzle flash you saw there. That was interesting. That was a proc there of Idiot Savant. So now we should be able to cripple their legs. Yeah, this guy's already hobbling. We haven't even shot him in the leg. And down he goes. There's a utility in being able to stop people in their tracks. Obviously, if you shot them in the legs as well, that'll be an effective way of just pretty much disarming your opponents. Feels kind of brutal to do that.
Don't move, soldier.
Sit down, invisible lady. And the way you can sort of get around the ones that are on the ground just by standing behind them, pretty much. That's one leg crippled. They're locked in place. They can only see within a certain radius around them. So unless they stim pack and get back up, they're pretty much defenseless against you as they are on the ground. Which is pretty handy. There's some animations too. The battle animation is just a good old-fashioned right hook. I don't know, maybe this weapon is a priceless artifact of a bygone era. We don't want to hit things with it, otherwise we'll break it. What's her hair care routine? It's in immaculate condition as her head does like a triple flip as it falls to the ground. It's just a waste of good hair products. They're rare to come by in the wasteland. Okay, now we use a weapon that's slightly better. We'll go back over to our semi-auto because it's better. I'll take the semi-auto DPS all day over the tiny little bit of extra range that you get out of the version with the pump action. Big mistake, Mr. Gunner. Hey, have you got a Reclaimer as well? You do as well. You actually staggered me good with that gun bash. And Mr. Guy with an RPG in there. Classic Gunner. And the good thing about a weapon like this in VAFs, if you fire it as fast as you can, compared to real time, that is blisteringly fast. So you get even more DPS out of that way. So, you know, VATS maxing, VAFs maxing. And I mean, you don't have to have the VAFs mod to actually do that. You can just hit jet every 20 seconds and pretty much do that for pretty much free. Like a bit of cow shit and plastic, and you can have infinite jet in your settlement. So there you go. Fun weapon. Let's move on. Oh yeah, we're going for a leopard print style outfit today. Some of the wardrobe 10 from VTOR stuff got some retextures, so we'll put Vikkie in the leopard print again because I think it looks cool. Plus, there's a little necklace that's white and shoes that are matching because, you know, not everything has the leopard print, so we'll put a bit of white in there instead. It works well because the fingernails have been repainted. That works pretty well, I think. Now, this is where it might get a little bit dicey, and I think I've got a way of getting myself a little bit extra damage on our VATS run. So we'll just lure this suicided man in. And yep, that's going to aggro this one as well. We'll just make sure we dodge out of that. Run right under the monster, and then target this guy first. We'll start this off with a bang, and then the rest of the shots will be powered by gun through a little bit. And then we'll just hit him with as many crits as possible. Just try to eat through his health as much as possible. That was a fairly rapid reload cycle. We'll take any crits when we can get them. And now is the time to hide in the grass. I don't think that's worked, to be honest. Are we okay? Okay, the camera bugged out for a second there, but I think we're fine. We just put a round through this so I can actually reload. I think I went prone and crouched and did the tactical lean all at the same time, and we got a little bit confused. That's just Todd Howard's game. It was never meant to have movement things like Escape from Tarkov. At least I think it does. I've never played it. Maybe it's good. Or maybe it's completely toxic and I've done the right thing by staying away from it for now. This is pretty much how it's gonna go. Not exactly flashy, but we're getting the job done. And if I use this thing without the assistance of VATS, it's not quite as impressive. Ouchies. And we'll just cancel that stagger a little bit just by shooting him like this. I sometimes wonder if it's a little bit too easy if I'm just hitting the Stellar Blade dodge button every time he attacks me, or if that's just reflexes. Who knows? Hit him again. Nice. And get ready. Oh, big mistake. Big mistake. As soon as I get this reloaded, you're in for a world of hurt. Sidestep that. Just hit the bastard. And then we'll reload using VATS. Ready to go. One more time. And we've got a full VATS bar. It's going down to the absolute wire, but I feel like we can get the job done. One more crit. And an almost backflip from him again. Okay. That could have gone smoother, but we are playing on very hard difficulty, and honestly, not a lot of shotguns can pull that off as easily as that, so I'm going to give this one a pass for that one. I think that's done pretty well, and we didn't even fall over either, despite having these heels on. We're just that good at walking, I guess. Now, you could argue that there's an over-reliance on VATS to actually make this weapon effective, and honestly, I'd be inclined to agree with you. So, let's try this next fight without using VATS at all, or VAFs, because, you know, that'd be too cheap. Although, I will use these criticals, because I think the slow-motion critical things are incredibly cinematic. We can't stagger this guy at all. You notice I haven't been staggering much things in this entire video, which is kind of a problem, because if we can't stagger him, then we can't stop him from charging, which leaves us only two options to stop him. Either A, just get out of his way and break his pathing a little bit, or B, grapple or even dodge away. That's also a valid move. But there's a cooldown to each. Oh yes, open wide for that one, my friend. If we can just coast him just along this little area here and get a good 8-shot strike into him, then that puts us in very good stead to do a whole lot of damage in a short amount of time. Although the time between magazines is quite a significant one. And if we go for center mass, 22 damage, I think, not going to cut it all that much. And here he comes, he's charging in. And I think he's put me in a nerd rage, so let's make use of that as much as we can. I said no VATS, so I can't use this time to reload, so that's going to hurt us in terms of our time for nerd rage. But, didn't matter. Wowee. Okay, we killed him quite fast there. Nerd rage assisted, of course, but you can definitely get the job done without VATS. And again, like, we're playing on very hard difficulty, so my damage is sliced in half before you even apply enemy armor stats, so there's that. Okay, one more thing. There is but one legendary effect that you want for every single shotgun that you own, and, well, You're about to find out what that is, and so are these bears, as it turns out. So let's begin. Hey, you can reload whenever you want. Nope. Look at that damage. The beautiful, glorious damage. Okay, this is getting out of hand. Kill the little ones first, in case we get swarmed by them. Oh dear, they're not looking too good. The explosions sort of hurt them a little bit, I guess, and... Nope. Okay, punching the bear did not really work out to stagger him. It is kind of interesting that, there's no, like, staggering on any gun bashing or anything. It's just all... Whoa, okay. Well, you've just activated Nerd Rage again, so this is on you, buddy. And with that explosive finish, I think I'll call it a video there. You've made a big mistake doing damage to me. Although one more shot, he probably would have got the job done. But, unfortunately, there was a truck in his way, a ute, as it were. Anyways, so I think you get the idea. That there was a Reclaimer 18, and it's a well-made shotgun mod. It's balanced, it looks good, it feels good, it sounds good. Animations are all very well done. Very well put together weapon mod. There's not really much that I could say that detracts from it. Maybe there's some things you could add in terms of different round types, like flechette, 12 gauge frags, although I just sort of simulated that, I suppose, with legendary effects, and there's slugs and everything too. And the choice of optics, although there is none, there's options for expansion there, I guess, but for it is, maybe it's not in the mod scope to have that, but I think it's a pretty well-focused mod and worthy of a download if you're interested. This one is also in ESL as well, so it won't take up any space in your load order. So you can download this, install it, and have just a gun for free for your load order. You just have to pay in the amount of space that it takes up on whatever hard drive you've got. So, worthy of having a look. Thank you very much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Go Pies, by the way. We're into the prelim. Geordie De Goey is going to win the Norm Smith this year.